What what is up? This is so stupid. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with that program.
Technology, brother.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I'm literally on Zoom right now and it's fine. I'm watching Clash of the Champions on my Roku, perfectly clear. I was chatting with you through the Discord, so it's not the connection. I don't know why this one thing doesn't work. It's super weird. But it doesn't. I'll have to, maybe I can hit up their customer support or something.
For now, you guys will just have to deal with these FPSs from Zoom. Sorry about that. It'll be temporary.
I don't think mine's ever been any better, so I think we're used to it for me. So
I think we can agree the issue is Fight TV.
We're just trying to go ahead and build your expectations for what you can expect going into Tuesday night. Like, just if they do it better than us, then you should be happy, right?
We are the benchmark, I feel like, for the wrestling industry of show production. So yeah.
Well, I don't know. Are we doing better on YouTube right now? Can anybody vouch for us? What's happening out there?
Oh, I got used to the whole chat thing. Oh, here we go. We got 3 people.
Well, so lost everybody.
Is what it is.
Just build up those numbers, everybody. Thank you all for being here. We love you so much. Sorry for the technical difficulties. This is a huge pain in the butt. I don't know what's happening. Scooby says the frame rate's okay, so he'll stick around.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, Scooby.
Wrestling with the MMA. Thanks for sharing out this stream. Appreciate it, brother.
Oh my God. That made me pour some tequila.
I'm gonna share it out from our Twitter. Maybe get some people back in here.
What a pain in the ass. But that's how it goes, you know? You never know what's gonna happen. That's why it's important that we have such a cool community, that you guys are still here somehow, even though we are not running a professional thing. So thanks for that. Appreciate you. I lost everything I had pulled up because I just like reset everything. I was just like, all right. It's weird because it is on my end, I guess, but it's like nothing else is wrong. It's just that site. And it's I don't have like some weird antivirus going through. I troubleshoot for a living, people. This is my whole job.
This is like your thing.
So it is something about that site does not like something coming from me, and I don't know what it is. So it's very annoying. But I have to contact tech support or something for them and see if maybe they can tell me what exactly is happening here. It's super weird.
Oh, not sure. But we're here.
Yeah, we're here, and we have all the frame rates. So
yeah. So when I was trying to carry the show alone, which is very hard,
right?
I was we were kind of chatting about Royce Isaacs and his announcement this week, and there was a lot of sentiment from the chat about the fact that people are kind of hoping he can still be a part of either Primetime Live or something like that. He's got the storied history really with Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and being the actual TV champ that Dan Joseph won the title from in his current title reign. So there's a lot of connection there, but we don't really know what his plans are and if he's looking elsewhere or if he's just looking to be involved, on a case by case basis and not be under contract. But you want to share your thoughts on Royce and that whole news?
Yeah, I definitely had it down to talk about. Fightful was saying they spoke to several sources with knowledge on the situation that talked about it, said that he was well liked within the company and trusted to work on multiple spots. Obviously, he was trusted. He was put in the biggest thing going, probably, I guess you could argue, in the NWA, which was strictly business. And but yeah, if I forget who broke it originally. It was like 411 Mania or something like that. But Royce has tweeted out, now that it's public, after a little over a year with the NWA, I asked for and was granted my release. I'm excited for my next adventure and what the future holds, but I'm leaving with a lot of memories and friends, and I will miss the awesome fans at GPB Studios. Stay tuned. I talked to Royce a little bit. I don't think he'd mind me saying that. I mean, we didn't talk about anything like super serious, just just, man, it sucks. And he just kind of had a, yeah, but you got to do what you got to do kind of attitude. And he's been a friend of the show. He and Tom and Camille treated my wife like a queen. I've said that multiple times. So I can tell you, I mean, he seems in good spirits, and he just seemed like it was like he thinks that there's opportunity available for him that he's got to pursue. He did not give me specifics, so that's why I'm even talking about this. So I don't have any like news to break to you, just that I talked to him, and just that, I know that he was well liked, and the fans loved him. He was a super nice guy. His dad was always at the events. It's sad. It's sad to see him go. And it's just, I don't know. I wish he was around, because I really liked him and Tom together as the wild cards. And this one bumps me out for what it's worth, and not from him, just so we can put it out there. I had heard this was coming way back. I think we had all kind of, everybody here at the show had kind of heard the rumor mill churning about it. We haven't reported on it just because that's not how we like to roll, without any confirmation or anything for sure. But now it's 100% confirmed. But this was, just essentially that he wasn't going to resign or anything like that with the NWA. And again, these were, I think, part of that whole deal where they're like seasonal deals, and just for like, don't show up on TV while we have you, that sort of thing. So it is what it is. People move on, and it's.
And I mean, not to sound like a broken record, we've said this so many times, but just because I feel like we always have to reiterate this, because there was chatter on Twitter, and there was, chatter even in our Discord and things like that. This is not like the end of the NWA. It's like this mentality of that the NWA keeps losing talent and people keep jumping ship and things like that. This is it's still a business, and these guys it's the same story as Ricky Starks and Eddie Kingston. Why are they not going to do what they feel is best to better themselves? And the NWA is not, we say it all the time, but it's not the same type of promotion as the WWE or the AEW, and to where they are trying to lock people down to exclusive contracts. And what we've seen over time, and even what we're seeing with Primetime Live, like, this is a perfect example of, yes, we're gonna be bummed out about an incredible talent like Royce Isaacs leaving the promotion, but at the same time, I mean, look at all these guys that have come up even in the last couple of months. You've got Mike Bennett, you've got Chris Dickinson, you've got all these guys, and there's still talent out there. Nobi Bryant, that we saw, had a title match against Nick Aldis, that back at that, what was it called, the Indie Wrestling Expo or whatever that was called.
Independent Wrestling Expo.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's tons of talent out there, guys, and for every Royce Isaacs and every Ricky Starks and every Eddie Kingston that leaves the NWA, there's 20 guys lined up that can come in and be developed and get themselves over the same way that those guys did, and not take their place, because everyone's unique and everybody has kind of carved out their own persona in the NWA. So it's not about replacing somebody verbatim. It's about somebody coming in and having a new spotlight. So, that's my mentality going into this stuff. And again, I feel like we have to address it every time, because it always comes up, and it probably always will come up, because that's just the modern wrestling thinking. Oh, somebody leaves, that means they're mad at the company or something like that, and they're gonna, and it's gonna be a totally negative thing, and it's just not that way. At least not for the NWA.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's just, it's sad. I mean, everybody's just used to the way of the world that like WWE has made it, so that everybody's just locked in for like 5 years or 10 years or whatever it is, and that they're just a part of this. I mean, you're dealing with a company that's trying to be a part of this universe that things are more open anyway. You see that with Thunder Rosa bouncing around, and like I'm sure there's lots of deals they could work out. They're on part of UWN, and you've got New Japan Strong people there, and AEW people now. Well, with Serena Deeb having been announced, so I mean, it's okay to have a supporting cast like Dave Scooby's talking about in the chat, as long as you have that core team. And so NWA is doing okay. I mean, already we've seen now that Mae Valentine has moved on. Like they've already found a new role for her. No details yet, technically, what exactly that's going to be, but she was announced for UWN. So they've got her in a new role. I'm sure that she's still, NWA and everything, but for now, like right now, she's going to be doing some work with UWN for their primetime live show. She's from that area, so all of that makes perfect sense, that she will be a part of that. Clearly, she's going to have to find a new role, since the Royce thing was a big part of her angle in NWA. I mean, maybe now she's just with Sal now or something. I don't know. She's just managing her best friend Sal when that time comes. So I'm with a lot of people that have that same scenario in their mind, that this is the territory days. This is how it's supposed to be. You get your champs, you do your thing, and people come in and out. And I think it makes it more exciting, that the potential that you could see, like you never know who's going to show up. Just like on this show, you never know who's going to arrive and just appear on your TV screen at any point. Like, what if we were just sitting here talking and Rob Stinson just showed up out of nowhere?
Oh boy. Rob, you've missed it, man.
Let me see can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I could hear your wife in the background talking about that woman you were talking to in the bar.
I'll see y'all first thing in the morning. I'll be here by 8 o'clock, okay?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you fine.
Hearing you the whole time.
We can hear Tanya. We can hear...
Well, that's on par for this show, Rob.
This is how this night's going, buddy.
So what happened, man? We were on Restream and now we're on Zoom.
I don't know. I think it was Fight TV's fault.
Fight TV did this?
Tanya got made up for bartending, so she wanted to make her second appearance since we caught her.
I had $150 tonight, guys.
Oh, heck yeah. There you go.
Yeah. The Luke Gallows made like freaking 3,000. So
he hit me 40. So
what?
There you go.
I didn't even have his tab.
Mother, that's the second time he did that jump.
Rob versus Gallows.
That's Talking Shop of Mania 3. Rob Stinson versus Luke Gallows.
Oh,
we're gonna do our own show one day. Maybe we'll do it at the Turnbuckle, and we'll have This Is the NWA. We'll probably can't call it that.
I was about to say we'll get a cease and desist like immediately if that happens. Like, no, this is not the NWA.
We'll have Rob Stinson versus Luke Gallows, the bar tab match.
Shoot, nah, I submit. I submit right now. That joke. I know my.
Well,
I'll tell you right now, boy. Scott D'Amore, man, that joker right there is no joke. He is not for fun and games.
Which
man.
one was he?
He's a freaking Impact executive vice president that was running around like watching everybody tonight.
What did he look like?
He looked like the freaking nerd, man. I mean,
There's a couple of them.
Yeah. He was like
well,
like
we're not getting any Impact guests on here anytime soon.
Well, I guess we can throw that up
there. And I was like, Heath, he's like, man, bro. He was like this. He's like, man, I would, man, but I got Del More here, man. I was like, I got you, bro. It's all right. Maybe one day you'll get the call and get to be in the NWA.
Well, that's also, the good part there is, and I mean, I know this from just from back in band days, like live shows, like going to see bands or stuff like that. Like, you always got the road agent who like fields the stuff. Like, they take the like, no, they gotta, he's talking to a girl, man. I don't know if now's going to be a good time. Like maybe try back in an hour or so if we're still around.
Man, we had it was such a crazy environment. I mean, it was surreal because they had we had Amanda Palmer as our season finale guest on Piper's Notes. The week before that, I think it was either the week or the week before that, we had the Ultimate Pusher Tyreek. Little guy, looks like Kevin Hart.
Oh, is that him?
Yes, so he's there. He is now the manager. I don't know how in the world and what freaking quantum universe this junk happened, but now he manages Luke Gallows. And before we got there, Tyreek was like, "Hey, bruh." He Facebook messaged me. He's like, "Hey, bruh, can we get?" Yeah, that's a good point. He's like, "Can we get can you get me some baby powder?" I was like, "I've got a 19-month-old. Yeah, I can get you some baby powder." So
She's 23 months.
23 months. Oh yes, she turns 24 months next month because it's her
As in
2-year
2
birthday.
years.
Yes. So
Feel like that'd be me on
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Did you think?
There we go. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Let's go back.
This show's just we're just gonna chalk this one up as a loss. Like this whole show.
Hey, listen, they can't
So anyway,
they can't all be hits.
Tyreek tells me, he's like, "Will you bring some baby powder?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Sure." I'm like, "This is gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be a fight, man. There's gonna be sand in the eyes. I'm gonna be in the middle of it for our podcast." I don't know what the hell was up with the baby powder, but I know it's like Luke Gallows is yelling at Ty all night, like, "Ty, you're the worst. You're about to be fired. You're the worst manager I've ever had." I'm like feeling so horrible for him. And I look back behind me and he's got baby powder all over his face, man. I'm like, he told me to bring that baby powder just so he could play the role of like the abused manager with baby powder in his face. Like they put a pie in his face or something. It was weird. Yeah. I don't know, man.
I didn't see all that. All I heard was so-and-so from Butthole, Tennessee.
Yeah, you can't say butthole on this channel, baby. This is a family show.
Oh, we just got demonetized. Oh, psych. We were already demonetized.
We have yet to be monetized.
Kenya's like, "I ain't seen a damn cent from this place yet. None of y'all talking. None of y'all's earned me nothing."
And then I had to pay your tab.
Yeah.
Which was $45.
How much of that was Brandon Bishop's?
Who's that?
That's the guy that like. He was cool, man. He was cool. He was at the UW.
I knew I could feel the tension build. You could hear it now in Rob's voice. Like,
yeah.
He tipped you.
Yeah, he had time with me. He got $10.
Mother. Oh.
Why?
Wait, you can't listen, I've been in the service industry before, and you cannot get mad that your significant other gets tipped. I mean, that's kind of the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just say.
Pretty sure you guys share a bank account, right?
He worked at Old Charlie's for about 2 weeks, got pissed off and quit.
No, I'm talking about the U.S. service industry.
Old Charlie's stint.
I ain't talking about no little Old Charlie's.
This is how his service stint went. He started working at Old Charlie's with cute girls that work there, and he realized it sucked, because it does, and he quit. I bartended waited tables, hosted 7 years.
I was about to say, I did it for like, God, it must have been, it's like six to 7 years I did it. And no, you got a significant other who's also doing it. You back off. I mean, not that anybody had to worry about me, but I mean, I had girlfriends and stuff that I was like, yeah, honey, you go.
Friends,
like,
that was plural.
Now, Brandon, he was cool. Brandon Bishop was cool. He's got a lot of contacts, but he had a lot of information to put out. I was like, I'm glad you said, "Hey, man, let's hit up at another time, man. I'd love to have you come on and sit down and talk to you about Evilise and this and that," because he like knows all of them, man. He like is doing the Mike Bennett show there. He and Maria's show and doing the Evilise show. I mean, he knows a lot of people. He knows Dave Marquez. He was, like I said, he was backstage at UWN Primetime episode. I was going to ask him if he saw J Cal there, but he may not know who J Cal is, you know. But he was like, "Yeah, I was there, man."
No, he's the camera guy, right?
Yeah, the guy that was in the ring with me, eating my wings. He ate 3 of my wings, man.
That was his.
He did. I think he gave you a cheese stick there at the end, though.
He gave me 2, but I took an extra. Now he was cool, man. He was way cool. It was cool getting some insight, and then he brought Dave Pinzer over. You guys got to go back and watch our Facebook live stream on the. It's on This Is the NWA podcast on Facebook. And we had 30 or something minutes, and we had Dave Pinzer, and I think Luke Gallows came on for a few minutes too. But the highlight was certainly Paul Lee coming on, man.
What did he do?
Oh, he cut a straight freaking promo on all us.
He did.
What?
He did.
Yeah.
He said he was going to stab him in the parking lot.
She believes it. She believes it.
That's true. Because she knows Paul Lee. And see, that's what I'm saying.
Paul
She's
Lee
like,
throat.
yeah, no, he didn't really say that. He just wanted a match. But
yeah. We live like 3 blocks over from Paul Lee. We're neighbors.
He got irate today because someone walked out on a $3.50 beer. I was like, I mean, it sucks, but it's $3.50. Like,
yeah, but let's say everybody walks out on a $3.50 beer.
It's the principle, Tanya. It's the principle.
Rob.
Dang, my hair's looking on point, boy, tonight.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
Guys, I just signed up for Bite. Nobody cares anymore. It doesn't fucking matter. So I'm just talking that. Yes, I had to do these things. My teeth are okay.
Your teeth are beautiful, man. You and Will both have beautiful teeth, man.
No, I'm working on that. Like there, I just signed up for it so I could get those Invisalign things.
The thing that what would
my
help
wife's like
here,
humoring me because I was just
Gary,
like, I want to do it.
If you
I can
quit
feel it moving.
Yeah, quit smoking cigarettes, Gary, and your teeth will be much whiter.
I don't smoke anymore, but I did for a long time.
Oh, he just called me out.
Did he just sell you out right here?
Smoker right here.
I hope my dad's not watching. Jesus.
Oh, he is. He definitely is.
The first time I seen her, she was outside at the little outside area at Clyde's on Main.
He doesn't even know
it was at Clyde's on Main. Clyde's on Main. You were out there with my buddy, and I was like, she's hot. And then I seen her smoking. I was like, deal breaker.
I like having Tanya on this show, though. This is fun.
It doesn't seem like it was a deal breaker, Rob.
Yeah, it was a deal breaker.
You kicked the habit allegedly until last week. I was in your car.
Shut up. What? One, I only smoked when I was drinking. I never really smoked that much. Like I never bought cigarettes.
That's the thing, though. Everybody.
That's how it. I was about to say that's how it starts, though. Like, and you know what the hard part is? How often do you bartend? Because I feel like service industry, like you cannot do it without smoking. Because that's what I did it my whole life.
What?
When I was in the service industry, like when I was, when I was serving or bartending or anything like that, I smoked that whole time. That whole entire. That's how I got into it. Any kind of smoking. We'll just leave it at that.
Will, boy. I know Will used to fire up, boy. Look at Will. He got
Gary and I shared. We didn't share the cigarettes, but we shared some smoke breaks in the past. I don't know if you remember, Gary, but
I've been drunk a lot too.
So. Oh, Will got that. He got that cool look. He got that cool, like, hey man.
Yeah, I look real cool. Like, you know how they say it's not cool. You know, when I used to smoke, I looked cool.
It's kind of. I just, I had kids. I got pregnant. Low birth weight.
It's like
I decided to stop.
6 months into it, she's like, maybe this might be stunting Petra's growth.
That child is 3.5 feet tall.
Just kidding.
Ain't nothing stunting nothing. She's like,
That's about a foot shorter than Gary.
Gary, boy, that's the thing about Gary, man. Like I expected this Joker to be freaking tall than a mug. We walk out into the parking lot, this Joker 4'5", man, like running out with little stubby legs. Like,
y'all are assholes to each other.
You can't say assholes on this show, baby. You can't say assholes, bitch. My students watch this, man. I'm getting fired tomorrow. Shoot. You can't say dick. You can't say none of those.
What a show.
I love the turn this is taken. This is not the way to build a brand, but The people who are already here love it.
Listen,
I think
you gotta have one of these every once in a while just to remind the people how good the shows normally are.
I don't know. The numbers have gone up since we restarted. Now. Like it is creeping up slowly but surely. I blame Tanya. She's.
Like, man, I bartended all night. I'm gonna bomb y'all show. Here I am.
No, we're happy to have you. It's good to see. It's good for people to see sometimes that we're not just three bearded nerds that are just talking to each other by ourselves in our basement somewhere. I think that's what.
Hey, by the way, Brian Rosa is in the chat who just turned 28 years old today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Happy birthday. We're doing this show just for you.
This is the Brian Rosa Freedom Fest right here, boy.
I opened up the tequila just for you, Brian. Just for you. Birthday boy. All right, everybody
Cherry
on
Coke.
3. One.
That really is a cherry Coke.
That's awful brown.
No, it's a cherry Coke.
Thanks.
Rob tried to tell Tanya. Let's be honest.
Okay.
How many drinks did you serve Rob tonight yourself?
Just like 2 or 3 because I ignored him.
Oh. But you were
That's
the
what we
only
do. We do that
person
too.
who gave Rob drinks tonight.
Priority here. It was like the people who I knew weren't going to tip because they asked me how much like tater tots were and if ketchup was extra. And then Rob.
Oh.
I was like, nah, ketchup comes with tater tots. It's crazy. It's like on the table. Like, I bet they stole the ketchup.
Have y'all ever been to Buffalo's? Not Buffalo Wild Wings, but
Yeah.
they're-
B-dubs.
That
We
was
call
like
it
our
B-dubs.
second date.
yeah, I used to bartend for them, but
You didn't ever call it B-dubs?
no, I never call it B-dubs.
Well, all the people
I never used dub in a sentence like for real before.
And then I hated
Well,
that.
use the name George W. Bush in a sentence real quick then.
Oh God. Is this
G-dub.
And you better not. In fact, don't, Gary. Don't
W.
even.
Just get so political so quick. I mean, it was like
He will. He'll turn it on you. He'll just like break it out.
George W. Bush.
I've been in here at 3 a.m. talking to this dude.
Yeah, me too. Don't let him say the words apologetics. If he says apologetics, just like shut the laptop. Like,
We've already been there, bro.
oh.
Already been there.
I didn't
Well,
know
that's
what that
good.
meant.
At least,
And
at least,
like, it's the thing of knowing things, and I'm like, and that's your brain.
No, that's epistemology. Apologetics is the rational.
Ah!
We're not gonna keep any viewers this way, y'all. This is
It's like PTSD, but because of his apologetic stocks.
I hope you didn't talk to Brian and Thunder Rosa like this, Rob.
First of all, I always speak to Thunder Rosa with the utmost respect. I couldn't get a word in with Brian. Brian, I walked in, he literally grabbed me by the scruff of my neck and hauled me out to that shed, man. And he's like, "Here's your water hose. It's 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Enjoy the show. Mission Pro. Hashtag NWA fam."
Then he snuck back in.
I snuck back in
to
because
some other girl.
first of all, I did not bow down
I'm
to
just
her.
like,
Yeah, I did not bow down to her. I got that freaking deviated septum back here in the back of my neck.
Oh, how good is?
you know, like,
Let's talk about Piper for a second. How good is she at watching Petra?
not good. Yeah.
Because we're seeing on the chat like Tanya equals ratings, so like we're getting some love for Tanya, and
Thank
then
My mama has Petra tonight because that wouldn't work. Petra, it's
Well,
not
hold on now, man.
Piper's fault though.
Is this
all right. So
thing
let's
got-
get
Like,
okay. Well, no, I mean I'm willing to work with you guys, but let's get rid of Rob and let's get Tanya in here, and then
This is what's going. This is what y'all pulled. Y'all did this. Y'all pulled me in here to fire me on on live
I just paid for your tab tonight.
on the
That's all I
YouTube live.
why does Rob turn into like Martin Lawrence? He gets like Rob sounds like Martin Lawrence when he gets upset on the Bad Boys movies. Like when Rob gets fired up, that's what Rob sounds like.
We should do like a couples chat one night. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, it would be. My wife, like she'll care.
Yeah, like, Natalia would be down. She's always talking about it.
Yeah.
She'd do it if you guys were doing it. I could convince her, like, no, we're having a couples night, and she'd probably do it.
We'll do it.
Brian Rosa in the chat says, I got video proof of him bowing. See, this is the thing about Brian, man. Brian has the highest, one of the most state-of-the-art technical crews I've ever seen in my life over at Mission Pro. And they are doctoring up that footage, putting a slant on it. You could clearly see me hold my knee when I went down. I was like, my knee, baby. My knee, help me. I can't bow. And then my head went down like that. Just as Rachel Rose passed. I couldn't help that. I mean, what would y'all do?
Not bow down?
Rachel, you my queen, girl.
Hey, all I can say is Rachel's real cool. I like Rachel. Like she's she was on the show. She's good. Got to interview her. I liked her. She was nice. I mean, I don't know if I'd have bowed to her right in front of my wife or anything, but I mean, she was all right.
Remember that fat tip Luke Gallows gave me? That's all.
That's a second strike. That's a second strike for Luke Gallows. That's a second.
Oh boy!
Strike.
Yeah.
Wow, what happens when he hits 3?
Yeah, he gets another one.
he will get 4.
Look at this.
Oh,
Pick this up tonight. Actually, Piper picked this up. She said, "Hey, Dad, I got this." I was like, "Give me that." Give me that. You're grounded.
Y'all want to hear a funny story? This guy.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yes, please, all of them.
We're gonna look out minor league game, right? Super fun. Well, he has convinced her to go to this game because they could catch a foul ball. So here we are looking at the foul ball. He's like, "Oh, here it is, Piper. Let's go." It's like a running after this foul ball that bounces off his forearm and hits her in the face. It's terrible. Like,
but
bam.
You act like I couldn't catch it, man. Tell her what.
Oh, that's not the story. That's just the lead up. So poor girl gets hit. Some other kids like feels bad. Like, here's the ball that hits you in the head. Like, she's fine. Like, but still it sucks if you hit in the head. And then Rob's like, "Ooh, I want to get the signature. Hey, Piper, can I get the ball? The ball that hit her in the face. He wants someone else's signature." It
was Christian Pache, man. All right. She didn't need that. She didn't need that ball.
And she's like, "No, it hit me, not you." And Rob's like, "Well, it hit me first."
Oh man.
That Kanye song came into my head that like, "How can you be so heartless?" I don't know. I wish I could play it right now. Like it would be perfect timing. Anyway.
You have 2 of the coolest kids ever, so
it's true.
That works.
Not thanks to Rob. I'm just kidding. We got to put Tanya over. We're here to put Tanya over.
I was like, "Piper, man, why do you look so freaking familiar? Why do you look so much like Luke Gallows?" I mean,
y'all, you gotta, if you have it, by the way, just while we're talking about it for a second, like if you didn't go watch that Amanda Palmer interview, you got to go see, you got to go see Piper talk to Amanda Palmer. Like she was on it, man. That was good stuff. Like I loved how engaged she was. Like a lot of people, that's when they would have froze up, and she carried it on. It's a cool interview. Everybody should check it out.
She did her research. She is amazing. To be 10 years old, she impresses me every day.
Wait till you see the season 2 premiere with Tim Storm. Wait till you see how she dazzled Tim Storm, man. It's amazing. And then we got Lindsay Snow. We got a couple others, man. Season 2 is going to be fire. Where you going?
All right, we'll see you later, Tanya. It's good seeing you.
That's right. Oh, hey.
Oh, she came back. All right.
Yingling. We got Whiskey Gary. We got.
No, you got Tequila Gary tonight.
We got Craft Beer Will, and we got Yingling Tanya. We got Cherry Coke Rob.
Jameson.
Cherry Rob.
Jameson in here.
Cherry Rob.
Jameson last night. Remember?
You say hi. He's moving away.
That ain't no Jameson. That's straight up cherry Coke. That's a lit. You killed the Jameson last night.
I killed it. Okay, yeah, I killed it.
Yeah.
I have 2 children.
Oh man. Brian Rosa says his wife has no bookings for the month of October. Any suggestions what he's supposed to do? Hang out with your wife. Let her take a nap. Like, your wife has been everywhere.
No, man.
You and Billy Corgan need to leave her the hell alone. Is what you need to do. Let her get some sleep.
She's amazing. She really is, I think, my hero.
Oh, she's amazing.
The graveyards of Tijuana.
There is. I mean, I'm making a nasty letter tomorrow, but there is no harder working wrestler in the business right now than Thunder Rosa. Like, she is everywhere. Like, I can't imagine traveling as much as she does right now. And I know that's supposed to be the wrestler's life, but especially during this, like, that woman is all over the place constantly and just trying to work. And that's something we can all strive for.
Seriously, you go back to, like, you think of like NWA World's Women's Champions, and you obviously the immediate names come to mind. You think of Moolah and Mildred Burke, and then Allison Kay, Jazz. But can you think of a more visible women's champion in the history of the NWA than Thunder Rosa? I mean, she is the most visible, hardworking, like, physical, intriguing, mysterious. I mean, she's so, even though she's so public, she's still so mysterious. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. You're talking about visible. I mean, there are women's champions. If we're talking all of wrestling, there are women's champions that are visible, and it's because they were put on a platform that makes them visible, like, where it's impossible not to be visible.
Right.
And there's Thunder Rosa, who is making herself visible, like, who is just like forcing her way.
Mission Pro is amazing. I mean, as a girl, yes, but like, it's just cool to have such an empowering thing. Like, look at us. We are real athletes when we taken seriously, and this is the promotion to do it. And like I said, not only is she elevating herself, but she's elevating all of women's wrestling. And like, it's amazing. It really is. It's just a really cool thing to see. Like, Buddha was awesome. Mission Pro, awesome. I'm not even a huge wrestling fan, and I was like super engaged the whole time. I was like, I mean, it's just good. It's good wrestling.
Yeah, what you saw, like, today, she was even putting over, and Brian, for that matter, the Maddie Rinkowski just won a title over in Kingsman, Texas, just at an indie promotion there. But I mean, you had immediately on top of that, Brian Rosa and Thunder Rosa putting her over, like, just talking about how great she did. And this is a girl who was, you know, on their Mission Pro show, but like, you could tell there's obviously a care for their people and the people that help them, and like, they're showing up to support and like being there, just like wanting to make the next generation of stars and that sort of thing. I thought that was really cool of them. They could have just hired, you know, they could have just hired somebody and then forgot about her. Like, oh yeah, you were on our show one week, and that's cool. But no, they're like actually like seeking her out. Like, no, look what she's doing. This is one of our girls. Like, she's killing it too. I love that about her.
I do too. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, she is not just elevating herself. It's not like, oh, me. I care about me and being a huge star. It's like, I want to change this business. Like, that's huge.
And like during this Destruction tour, it's like she's giving a lot of talent, like world-class talent now, an opportunity to not necessarily reinvent themselves, but to reintroduce themselves to the world. And I'm thinking of Lindsay Snow, one of my favorites, man.
That's what I'm jealous of.
She is amazing.
Listen,
Priscilla Kelly.
What she did for Priscilla Kelly on Tuesday night, it is unmatched. I mean, that match was incredible. I mean, you can go back and watch our review of that from Tuesday for the full breakdown. But man, I mean, what she did, giving Priscilla Kelly that opportunity, but then also what happened between the ropes and outside the ropes too. I mean, it was spectacular. And I mean, you know, yes, she's visible, and yes, she's out there, and she's putting the Burke on display everywhere she goes, but she's getting it done in the ring too, and she's doing incredible work. So it's not just the visibility, it's when she's performing, she is top notch. There's nobody that can match her, in my opinion.
And then she goes just yesterday and wrestles Miranda Gordy and gives Miranda Gordy and I have not seen that match. I was hoping to be there. Piper had a karaoke engagement, so I wasn't able to get out there, but I would love to see that match because Miranda Gordy's another one that's, second generation talent. And this was a match that was being within a couple of days being built up as a big deal. And I'd love to see that, but every opportunity she has to lift up other women and to it's like my favorite thing, not to go back to Mission Pro or to belabor that, but my favorite thing about Mission Pro is like no one's saying like talking about, hey, how do you compare the Mission Pro women's division to this? There is no women's division. It's just Mission Pro. It's just women's wrestling. And from Maddie Rinkowski to Jasmine Allure to Killa Kate to Rachel Rose to all of them, man, Lindsay Snow, these are women that could be on any platform and do justice and do professional wrestling as a performance sport, a lot of pride, just do it proud. And Thunder Rosa is the best, man. There's what Thunder Rosa is doing right now is historic.
Katie, when you guys showed up at NWA Power, like I saw you guys, obviously, like I saw Piper, Petra, Rob, and Tanya like go into NWA Power. They got some attention because of the dress up, the cosplay you guys were doing, or I'm sorry, legitimate probably karate students. But like how into NWA were you at that time? Like were you doing it just to humor Rob, or were you just like he had gotten you into it? And what were the things that caught your attention if they had you?
Well, he talked about nonstop. So it did start out just for Rob. I think you're married and you always I make him go on hikes.
100%. This is not me. My wife humors me. My wife, I tell her every story about Rob getting recognized at an airport or anything like that, so she could be like, "Oh God, okay." She's seen like some of the chats. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like she sees some of the chats and she sees some of the things like when we've been at Power, like when I was doing the podcast, and she's like, "All right, this is not just you talking to yourself in a room alone." So okay.
No, yeah, it's probably not like my top 10. I will say though, when I went to Power, it's like one of those things like you see someone live and you have all this more appreciation for them, like as a band. Have you ever went to a live show like 9 Inch Nails when I was a kid? I was like 23 though, and I went to 9 Inch Nails. I was like, oh wow, they're like really good, and you like them more. Have you ever done that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Some bands you just love more once you see them live. Yeah.
I actually did that. I actually did that with 9 Inch Nails myself. I saw him here in Greenville and always been a fan from the 90s. But when I saw that show live, since then, I've been like a huge Trent Reznor.
You're a big Tool fan too.
I love Tool.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Tool I've always loved. I didn't have to go see them live. But 9 Inch Nails, I was like, they're cool, but they're a little electronic for me. I like more of the actual rock, Tool, like the riffs and stuff. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't completely sold on Tool, or on 9 Inch Nails, and I was like, oh, cool. No,
the only Tool concert I ever saw, Maynard faced away from the crowd the whole entire time.
Because he's a Tool. He's a Tool. That's what he does.
That's classic Maynard, man.
he just faced the back of the stage.
Yeah, we've seen him like 12 times, man, and he always does that crap, man. He's always in the shadow. He's a Tool. That's so appropriate, but he's so good.
So good.
But Power, man.
But I like it more now. Like going to see it live, I will say like Mission Pro really changed my mind. Thunder Rosa's always been my favorite. I just like her gimmick so much. I like it's not even the gimmicks, like who she is. I like that a lot. I like her. And then go into Mission Pro, I was like, oh, I like it more. And now I want to watch her. Now she's on, what is the one in Long Beach?
UWN, yeah.
Yeah, like I sat there and watched the whole match, and I don't normally do that, but you guys see people live, it changes you. And Power changed my opinion.
Can't hear you, bro.
Oh, I muted. Sorry, because I was. Oh, that's my bad. I was popping the bottle again.
That's the worst technical glitch that's happened tonight, Gary.
Yeah. No.
Gosh.
Hey, we're just out here trying to entertain our regular people. We're not trying to impress anybody new. Like we already effed it up far beyond that. So it's all good. I don't know where that happened, but anyway. So Teddy, how often do you bartend at the Turnbuckle Bar and Grill, and is it better or worse when there's an actual event happening that involves wrestlers?
Funny story. This is my first time bartending in 12 years since I graduated college, so I don't remember anything. No, one you called, and they were like, "Hey, listen, we've called 7 people before you, and none of them could do it. So, can you help us out?"
It's a vote of confidence.
Paul and Tanya are very close friends. We're neighbors, and we've known them. I tell people,
Who is Tanya?
Like, Tanya is Paul's Lee's wife. Tanya.
Okay.
Lee.
All right.
And we tell people, I'm like, yeah, Paul, call me and we're buds. They're like, yeah, right. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. And they think we're like joking. I'm like, no, like we like go to Gatlinburg together and rent the cabin, and yeah, man, he crashes out here. In my
I don't like that. Yeah, that was.
It's just lives here, but I mean, it was just a favor. Like,
guys are real close.
I'm not like some a rich person or anything, but like, shut up. I mean, like, it would benefit me way more to go work at the hospital tonight than it would go bartend. I mean, you know what I mean. You get to that point, but I mean, it was fun.
Oh, I know.
I haven't done it a long time, and I got real nervous. I got like 7 different open tabs, and I was like, "Oh, what tab's he under? Oh shit!" I was like, and
what is all that?
that's me on the computer.
Oh,
she's using what program are you using?
I thought that was some dog. I thought that was some freaking exorcism.
We had like some Sierra or something weird like that. I remember. And you had like the table. It doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna care. But
it was on DOS. I don't know. Most people don't know what DOS is.
I know what DOS is.
I was like 2213 is something 354. Like it was all number based. So that's when I bartended. It was all like DOS.
How old are you again?
35.
Oh.
Oh, he was like, oh.
Ask me how old I am, baby.
Too old for her.
Evidently not.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like 14 years.
Yeah, let's talk about the Paul Lee relationship. Like, what are you guys doing over there?
You just called and texted me, like, but it worked out well. I sold like
Will's done
$1,000 in sales or whatever, so not too bad, not too shabby.
All right.
I know. Bartending, man, it's rough though.
What I love the most is that we're having this conversation about whatever, and like the chat room is still just going off about wrestling. Front row is somehow always the only sober person paying attention. He's like, point of sale software tonight on After Dark.
And I mean, he's just so like grounded. But that Joker ain't sober. I'm telling you, he's got a cigar and a glass of wine right now. I promise you.
No, that's what I'm saying. And like somehow he still always is like the level-headed guy. Like he's always, he's just like sending me notes or like he just controls the chat. I appreciate you, front row.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, I mean, you're here. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. So how did you guys get into wrestling? Because I know his whole story like 5 times.
We did this point already tonight. Go ahead, guys.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I was busy paying for your tab.
Ooh.
Man, I paid for your lights in here.
We owe her.
I paid for that TV right there.
I put these leggings on that ass.
Well.
I liked it, apparently.
Anyway, no, I grew up on it. Like it was like one of the first things that's like literally like one of my first memories is wrestling. So I just I walked into a room and it was Hogan and Andre, and it was like just 2 giant people like angry at each other, and for some reason it just always stood out. So I've never forgotten it then. And so Yeah, I don't know. Somehow from there, I fell into people at school that we just sat around talking about what could happen with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior and all of the. It was just larger than life. It was comic books and wrestling when I was growing up. So,
you ain't much younger than me then.
no, I'm older than you, Tanya. Thank you for.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
DOS comment, you know.
Just by like a little bit though, so don't get cocky.
Fine like wine.
Well, see, he got that little silver in his beard. You got a little silver in your beard too down here.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna look into this silver in my beard. I'm gonna have to get that taken care of. The wifey's fond of it. She thinks it's fun, but I'm just like, oh, this is
Will's
telling.
Distinguished, man. Will looks like Ralph Waldo Emerson right over there, boy. He looks like a poet. Gary looks like he's like a Subway drunk.
That's true. That's true.
Awful. Don't.
That's not it, man. You got
I've seen some raw
a stranger insults you. You got to come back. You insult a friend, they bring it back harder. Let me have it.
It's just like I don't know. Like I was just thinking, like, how close have I been to being a Subway drunk? I mean, probably pretty close at times. I don't know. So.
Gary's like, I've been drunk eating at Subway before, probably.
Well, I mean, I definitely have done that. But
would you get meatball, Italian BMT?
It didn't matter. It was the bread I'm really after. Just like stuff my face with bread. Like,
gosh, this one's crystals. Oh,
dude, my wife literally. No, wait. Okay, so ours just closed over here, but like every year for my birthday, since we've been married, you could ask her. Like, she never understood my obsession with crystals, but that was always my go-to spot. Like, and so on my birthday, she would take me. We would like on pre-birthday, like the day before and day of, one of them would be Long John Silver's and one of them would be crystals.
Yeah,
because that was like my favorite thing. I would have roommates. I'd walk in, I'd be like, I'm going to Long John Silver's. Y'all want to come? And they'd like bust out laughing. They're like, oh, you're serious? I'm like, no, that's my birthday place, man. Like, y'all want to come to Long John Silver's?
like, a battered dip fish combo.
I got it all. I got the fish, the shrimp, the chicken. You can't tell what's what, honestly.
I was just saying,
the best thing is the cracklings, man.
I was about to say, you got to get the little crunchy cracklings in there. You gotta, front row in the chat saying, when Gary yells out, dude, you know you're in for a ride. It's, anyway, no, but seriously, like my wife would take, like, it's still to this day, because there's a Long John Silver's not far from here. So we go to Long John Silver's on my birthday. And it used to be Crystal, but there's no Crystal anymore. So, oh well.
There's probably Golden Corral. That's okay.
There is a Golden Corral, but that was never my thing. But, and the wife is like really, like, she's like buffet phobic. Like, she does not like buffets. She hates them. I don't know if you guys ever told me. I would eat a Chinese buffet all day, but you know.
Ryan Murphy had to point
I grew
out
up poor, so whatever.
The Chicago Bears Atlanta Falcons game today.
God.
I used to like you, Ryan. Now you got to do that right here, man.
I'll tell you what, Ryan. I'm a Bears fan, and today all I could think to myself was, it must suck to be a Falcons fan.
It does,
man.
It always does.
Yeah,
I mean, this is nothing new.
But they are like heavy on like, we're going to whip some tail up until the second half, and then we'll lose it. No matter how many points we're ahead, we will lose this game. And they pulled it off again today with the Bears, thankfully. But anyway.
I was like, remember it was a 2017 Super Bowl?
16.
Oh, I remember that. That was where that's where they started this trend.
Like, got it. I got an Instagram video somewhere, and then like 2 hours later, he's like crying on the couch.
I wasn't crying, okay? I wasn't crying. And that wasn't the fetal position. Once again, my freaking my lower septum down in my fifth, my C3. You know, I always feel like, man, 2016 is going to be the year, man. That's the 20
You
years
say
ago.
that.
20 years from now, we'll be saying 2016 was a missed opportunity. But whatever. Can we change the subject? Y'all pissing me off.
We literally went into mourning a few years ago when, Georgia almost won.
That was 2016. Same
It
year.
was a rough year.
God bless you, Ryan Murphy, for bringing up the Bears. I was super excited about that tonight. Although I have Allen Robinson on my fantasy football team, and he did well, but that last touchdown wasn't to him, and I was very disappointed by that. Nobody cares about this. Let's talk about some more wrestling.
I tried.
Let's see. Wrestling with the MMA says stay tuned next week for This is the NWA Divorce Court edition.
Who's getting divorced?
I love that you don't know.
Most of our subscribers from this channel, probably.
That's probably true.
I'm so lost.
It's been a night. It's been a night. We'll say that.
Man, we are so lucky to have the community we do, Rob. You didn't have to be here for it, but everything just shit the bed for us earlier. It was terrible, but somehow all these people stuck with us, and they're still here.
About a live show from the bar.
Well, not because of you. After you left, all of a sudden everything fell apart, and like me and Will couldn't talk to each other. We couldn't stream live. Nothing was happening.
Well, y'all need to pack y'all's junk up, man, and lay that crap behind. I thought we ironed that out last week, off air.
Oh.
Y'all bringing up old junk, man. Y'all need to get that junk squared away, man. Y'all hurting. We got subscribers to earn, baby.
We're not all friends with a multi-millionaire over here bragging about how much they tipped us. I'm just saying, like we're using the technology we have available to us. I love seeing Tanya sip her Yingling and just like not realize every time I'm trying to make a jab that includes both of you. I'm trying to be equal opportunity, but it's hard because she's so pretty and she's so nice, and then she's also like completely impervious to any like insult I toss her way because she's just like, surely not me.
I'm rubber in your glue, whatever bounces off you and sticks to you.
No, that's not it.
No, that's 100%. That's 100% it.
I love
you nailed it.
I love when Tanya sings nursery rhymes to Petra, and she always jacks them up, man. She's like, little bunny foo foo hopping through the forest, then they fall down and then they grow. I was like, is that how it goes?
Shut up, she don't know.
It's like,
What is it? I'm rubber in your glue, whatever you say.
Okay, we don't have to make that a point, man.
Bounce off me and sticks to you. Got it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. That's it. That's the one.
Poll numbers is dropping, bro. Poll numbers is dropping.
That's because you're trying to take all my FaceTime.
Poll numbers is dropping.
We're doing a poll?
Who are you talking about? He's trying to bring this around to the Rock endorsement today, and we ain't gonna do it.
No, not touching it.
It's only been one or two people I can, because I wasn't listening the whole time, but it's only been one or two of y'all, or maybe both of y'all, that has said the words rock and endorsement in the same sentence until just now, when all three of us said it, and therefore all of us have said it. So whatever.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm boy.
Cherry Coke, Cherry Rob.
Great conversation. Cherry Coke.
Oh man. I don't even know what to do from here. Like we had a list of topics to talk about because I was really concerned that we would not have enough to talk about on the live show. So I sat down, and when I text you guys and I said, I'm gonna be a few minutes late, boys, I figured, well, Rob's out drinking at the bar, so it doesn't matter. But Will's gonna be waiting, and I just want to have like a list, like an agenda on this thing. And I made like a 4-page list of wrestling notes to discuss, and then we hopped on, and nothing was the same again. Like nothing mattered. Like it was just, I don't know.
The
whatever.
lattes at the bar went well though.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was good.
I'm telling you, I mean, we did. I mean, y'all talking about didn't know if I was coming in. Heck, I was Facebook Live on This Is the NWA Facebook, man.
I was not doubting your dedication, Rob. I know that you were there. I just meant that I didn't know when you would be able to.
Stinson ain't gonna be here. Stinson ain't gonna do it. He out drinking. He forgot all about us. I'm over there, doing the hard time, man. I'm out there trying to get Dave Pinzer, man. I'm getting beat up. I'm getting heckled. I'm getting bullied by these guys.
What is that hard time speaking?
Oh, I thought you were talking about on the show. Yeah, we do that.
Oh, Will. I love Will's always constantly in the corner up there, just judging us.
He got the best. Will's got the best lines of anybody, man.
He does. He nails
so
it
clever
every single time. He's so witty, so smart.
So handsome too, man.
God, you guys are being too nice to me, which is making me think that you're not going to be that nice to me next time for some reason.
No, we're just real happy. I do have to
All
get
the good
Jennifer on
tonight.
here though, because I feel like last episode we had your wife show up, and then this week Rob's wife showed up, so it just feels like it's, I don't know.
Yep.
Although Tanya showed up off screen, supposedly we've heard. Rob will be looking off into the distance, talking to someone.
Hopefully it's me. Have on himself.
Stop it, Rob.
I'm sorry. I just had to tell you something off screen, man.
On screen. I got to do some off screen, on screen.
I forget we're live.
Rob, how you gonna do it? Why you gonna call him and not me?
I called you, man.
Y'all got some secret club or something? That hurts my heart.
We're just talking about directional ideas, man.
I don't know about Will, but Rob's not that cool. Secret clubs.
Yeah, maybe so. Chat room, what do you guys want to talk about? Are we miss anything? You guys have been so patient and so kind. You just been listening to us bullshit. Is there some real wrestling stuff you're tuning in for that you want to talk about? Because we can bring it up right now. We could go off on anything. I had all kinds of news items marked off I was going to talk about. I had we talked about Ric Flair's Adidas shoes. We talked about The Rock. We talked about Animal.
That's sad.
What's sad? Animal?
Animal, yeah.
Yeah, that is sad.
Thunder Rosa's face paint. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
I thought that was really cool. It was very classy. But she's classy.
She's a cool lady.
Classy lady.
We talked about Bloodsport. Let's see. What else? Trevor taking on Stevens. That's a big one. Seeing that pop up in the chat. Mass fans, a big fan of that idea. Yeah, they finally threw up on Patreon and then eventually on YouTube that video with Sean Mooney interviewing the both of them. That was really cool. I'm excited about that. I think they're going to have a good match. AEW, WWE, they've had COVID outbreaks. CMLL has had a huge COVID outbreak. The Performance Centers closed down. I don't know if you guys saw that. They just shut that shit down. They were you can't go there anymore. That's it. Well, you just look at me like you're disgusted. I don't know what you want to talk about.
This is just how I look, man. I don't know why you guys always say that.
Gary.
I get paranoid. It's just my life.
I think you're projecting.
That's accurately. I was looking through some weird news, and Chris Jericho filed a trademark for the term million viewer man. I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss, I don't know if you guys saw that news, but they were planning to announce their new tag team was named the New Midnight Express. And then Jim Cornette, Dennis Condrey, Stan Lane, and Bobby Eaton immediately filed a cease and desist of that. So
yeah,
just thought that was an interesting bit of news.
I was wondering about that because did they own the Midnight Express? Because the Midnight Express went through multiple iterations, even before Jim Cornette and Beautiful Bobby and Loverboy Dennis. There was Paulie Dangerously, and then there was an iteration involving Loverboy Dennis and another. I can't remember who it was before that. But does Jim Cornette own the Midnight Express?
So according to Meltzer, he says Jim Cornette, Dennis Condrey, Stan Lane, and Bobby Eaton tried to trademark that name back in August. Cornette's lawyer, Stephen P. New, who advertises on his podcast, sent a cease and desist to Mega Perica, the head for legal for AEW, to stop the team from using that name. Janela has since claimed it was all just a rib anyway to get Cornette mad. Cornette and Janela seem to have real issues with each other. Well, thanks, Dave. Yes, obviously. But
it was like Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey, even before Jim Cornette was part of it. So maybe Dennis Condrey has a stake in it, but I feel like that name is like bigger. It's almost like it's public domain. It's like a genre now, like Nature Boy.
It could be. I don't know. It would be interesting to see like if anybody could pull that off. I saw some weird trademark stuff from WWE today too. Like they applied for a trademark for the term "takeoff to takeover." That's it. It's a term used for probably a television event. Yeah, obviously. Thank you. The WWE filed opposition to Cody Rhodes' attempt to trademark the terms "the match beyond" and "slamboree." So apparently Cody had tried to file a trademark on those. WWE recently just opposed that.
What's so funny about Slamboree? That was a legitimate pay-per-view.
Yeah, it says the match beyond was a term Dusty Rhodes.
Halloween Havoc. That's silly. Like, no, that's a legit thing. Slamboree is a legit thing, baby.
It's like a slumber party.
No, okay.
It was originally called Slumboree, and they just battled in sleeping bags.
It's pretty funny.
So I have some legit NWA talk that we have not mentioned yet that we can close out the show talking about. There's been some chatter in the chat about this, but we haven't mentioned it. But we've pretty much received confirmation that NWA Power is not gone. It's coming back. We've been saying this for months, but Gary had put out some tweets from our podcast Twitter account, basically reminding people, hey, tweet at the NWA and tell them you miss Power and how much you want to see it return. That tweet was shared via Instagram story from William Patrick Corgan, who said something to the effect of, hey, we're working on it, stay tuned. So pretty big confirmation from the president himself of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Of course, like 2 days later, somebody put something out that Nick Aldis said, yeah, we want to bring out Nick, NWA Power. But if you're a member of the hashtag NWA fam, you were already like, nah, dog, the NWA pod, they already said, William Patrick Corgan responded and said, we're doing it. Keep the faith. So you already knew, but
Yeah, I feel like every couple of weeks we have to get a reminder. We've been saying this the whole time, and the tune has not changed. Power is coming back. It is definitely coming back. Bank on it. It's more likely to happen than a second stimulus payment's likely to happen. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's not gonna happen. So
Power is gonna happen, bro.
No, I'm talking about the stimulus payment.
I was like, no, Power's happening, bro. Yeah, bank on that. Bet.
Yeah, no, 100% Power is going to happen, and Will, you're saying that. I mean, we actually have done a disservice, like as far as like real NWA news. We should also announce Camille / Kaylee Farmer did go down to Florida this week and compete, and she I want to give her proper credit. So where is the damn she was in a tournament, like a bodybuilding tournament.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah, and
She looked good. She did a good job.
And
I was trying to find like the exact like tournament that she was in because she deserves recognition. But anyway, she won like the stuff that she was in. She did a great job. And you've seen her recently. Like she's been killing it. Like if you follow her on Instagram and that sort of thing, like she's just been relentless like in her pursuit for whatever she was doing. You could tell it even when she showed up on Primetime Live, like she was in remarkable shape, and it's because she was doing this bodybuilding tournament that she was doing. She ended up winning everything. I think it was in Daytona, if I'm not mistaken. It was like some, and then Tom Latimer actually proposed to her on stage after her winning the whole thing, and now they are engaged to be married. So congrats, Camille and Tom. Like
hashtag bend the knee. That has nothing to do with Rachel Rose. It has everything to do with Tom Latimer and Camille.
We've had some conversation recently in the Discord about Tom and like all of that stuff. So it's just cool to see like them moving along in their lives and stuff like that. And both of them are really awesome people. And you know, speaking of wives, like the only reason my wife cares at all about anything wrestling related goes back to Royce, Tom, Camille, and Nick Aldis, who at the time we did not know would become strictly business, but they were at work early and converted my wife to giving a damn about wrestling. And so at Crockett Cup 2019, they were already on it, like making her feel like super special and like welcome in the wrestling community. And that's not something that you get out of a lot of wrestlers generally, I don't think. And so it was cool. They were all very welcoming and excited to see what she liked and didn't like and what she was interested in and that sort of thing.
Yeah. And mentioning Royce Isaacs, I knew that, and we've been talking in our private Discord about this. I knew we'd have to unpack a lot of the dialogue going around about Royce Isaacs and the doom of the NWA and his contract and him being released and all that. But like we said before, you know, people have to feed themselves, and it wouldn't surprise me if Royce Isaacs doesn't appear in the NWA again. I mean, you know, we're making a lot of news about stuff that's not really that newsworthy.
True. Will, you look like you got a lot on your mind. What are you thinking about? Bed?
Yeah, I'm about to fall asleep, just to be honest. This has been such a wild ride, and I appreciate everyone for sticking with us. But you know, at some point you gotta just cut it off, and we'll be back Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Well, we've got 6 more news items to cover, Will.
Oh God. Well,
no, you're gonna have to hang on. Actually, breaking news. We're gonna get into some election coverage. I think.
Okay. Well, I would like to formally.
Tuesday
I would
night
like to.
is debate night too, man. Tuesday night is Biden-Trump debate.
I would like to formally ask. I'd like to formally ask for my release from this episode.
Oh man. No, legitimately, thank you everybody who stuck with us through all of the technical difficulties tonight. I mean, I think we knew that these are bound to happen. This is part of the process. This is part of getting better. There's ups and downs. We've all had them, and the show's going to have them. And we're eternally grateful to the hashtag NWA fam, all of you who stick with us and just bounce from feed to feed to like just deal with our BS when we mess up, and deal with Rob having some guy insulting Nature Boy Paul Lee. And I'm just kidding. Anyway, from the bottom of my heart, though, thank you. And God bless you guys. We will be back here on Tuesday night after Primetime Live to talk to you about everything that happens. If you haven't already, you got to go on Fight TV. Primetime Live's available there for $7.99. You can get the episode if you haven't already just bought the package. Or you can get it on in-demand pay-per-view, $11.99. Get that. Join us on Tuesday night afterwards. Until then, we are at the NWA Pod on all the socials, on everything, youtube.com. I mean, you're here, youtube.com/the NWA Pod. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit like. Will, where are you at on the interwebs?
at Hey It's Will. And I have recently changed my TikTok screen name to at heyitswill.com. So you can find me on TikTok at heyitswill.com.
He's getting some real traction with that SEO stuff, folks. If you're interested in SEO, or if you just want to laugh at him.
Yeah,
he's funny.
it's all there. It's all
Not
there.
because of how he looks, just because he's funny. Rob, where are you at on the interwebs?
Man, I am everywhere. Uniformity at This Is Dr. Stinson. And I am at This Is the NWA Podcast, or the NWA Pod, every Tuesday and Sunday night. And normally on Friday. Of course, we're in season hiatus right now. Season 2 for Piper's Notes will be coming back here in a couple of months or so. But This Is Dr. Stinson is where you can find me.
I am at This Is Gary Horde. So I love that Doc Stinson has followed along with me, and we are this much closer to being one.
I feel like I know I know every nook and cranny.
Rubbing our beards together eternally. It's going to be lovely. But no, and seriously, I'm not even screwing around. Thank you so much for everybody who stuck with us, who keeps with us. It could easily just be the three of us rubbing beards and talking about wrestling. And we do it. We'd honestly do it. But it's so much better and makes so much more sense when there's an actual community involved. You guys stuck with us, and we are eternally grateful for you. We are always here for you. Reach out, add us, DM us. We are all here for this community. Until next week, though, you guys enjoy your gravy cake.